Hi, good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Toni, and I want to welcome you to today's webinar. Gut health is a topic that I'm very passionate about because an unhealthy gut is at the core of most of today's health issues. Unfortunately, most Americans are suffering from some sort of gut-related issue and are not being treated appropriately. The current medical model has failed to recognize the impact gut health has on the entire body's well-being. The good news is that this epidemic can be reversed with natural medicine principles and individualized care. And those are the principles that I'm going to be talking to you today. So you might be asking, well, why am I qualified to teach about this topic? Well, I'm a registered herbalist, a certified nutritionist, both in East and West nutrition, a holistic health practitioner, and I have helped hundreds of people with digestive disorder heal. But most importantly, I have personally used the system to heal myself from digestive disorders. So I know it works. All disease begins in the gut. The gut or gastrointestinal system is an incredible gateway to optimum health. The gut microbe is an ecosystem of organisms, including bacteria, yeast, fungi, viruses that are throughout our entire digestive tract. Your gut is not just about your digestive health. Gut health also impacts the following organ systems: your immune system, your endocrine system, your nervous system, circulatory system, your skin, your respiratory system, your reproductive system. And some of the functions of the gut include digestion, immune response, nutrient absorption, hormone regulation, vitamin production, detoxification, mood management, and many more. Some of the issues that can arise from having a healthy gut are, of course, digestive distress, respiratory issues, heartburn, rashes, water retention, constipation, acne, migraines, congestion, fatigue, irritability, depression, and brain fog. All of this can be traced back to your gut health. So stay tuned and learn how you can fix your gut because it can literally save your life. Now, diet is a huge contributing factor to an unhealthy gut. And studies show that 63% of the calories Americans are eating come from processed foods that contain preservatives, refined grains, and added sugars and oils. Americans eat approximately 2,775 calories daily, and 1,000 of those calories out of a diet full of sweeteners, unhealthy fats, and only 420 calories a day come from fruits, vegetables, and grains. Ouch. Other studies show that 3 out of 4 Americans do not eat a single fruit a day, and 9 out of 10 Americans do not meet the minimum recommendations for their intake of vegetables. Now, more important, 99% do not fulfill the recommended intake of weekly intake of whole grains. This research ultimately concluded that nearly the entire U.S. population consumes a diet that is not on par with the healthy recommendations. So, and unfortunately, diet is what's causing the majority of our health conditions that we have nowadays. Now, what would our food should look like? Well, while everybody's diet needs are extremely different, there are general guidelines that you can follow and you can adhere to that can help you stay healthy. And that's eating whole, unprocessed foods, plant-based fiber, plenty of fruits and vegetables, beans and legumes, nuts and seeds, non-dairy fermented foods, whole grains if you're not intolerant. And if you are already having gut issues, an elimination diet can help you identify what foods are causing your issues. Elimination diets are incredible and simple diagnostic tools to help you determine what food is irritating you, what are you sensitive to, or what can you be allergic to. An elimination diet is administered in a way that removes common foods that are irritant for health. And these foods include dairy, gluten, soy, corn, eggs, refined sugar, peanuts, red meat, alcohol, caffeine, hydrogenated oils, packaged and processed foods. This exclusion should at least last 21 days so you can allow your digestive system and your immune system to settle down and to feel better. Once the 21 days have gone by, then you can start introducing one food at a time. And to eat it for about 2 weeks and see how you feel. If that food is not causing an irritant, then that means you're not allergic to it. Obviously, if you get side effects, then that means you're allergic or irritated to it, and so don't eat it. Stop eating it immediately, and then let your gut rest for about a week, and then introduce the next food and see how you feel with it. And again, if you feel bad, then stop eating it. But if you don't, try it for 2 weeks and see how you feel. And if you feel good, then add another one, and so on and so forth until you reintroduce all the foods that are good for you. And I know it sounds like a lot, like you're eliminating a lot of foods, but there's still a lot that you can eat. And foods that you can eat during this elimination diet, of course, are fresh vegetables, except for corn, fresh whole foods, fruits. Dairy substitutes like almond milk, coconut milk, hemp milk, rice milk, lean and clean animal protein. This means free range or organic meat that are free from pesticides, and that they eat grass fed. Nuts and seeds, beans and most of the legumes except for soybeans and peanuts. Gluten-free grains like rice, quinoa, amaranth, tapioca, buckwheat, teff. High quality oils like coconut, avocado, olive. You can also drink herbal teas. And you can try a little bit of sweetener alternatives like honey, molasses, and brown rice syrup, spices. And yeah, those are the things you can eat while you adjust. Now, unfortunately, sugar is one of the most detrimental anti-nutrients for the health of your gut. It promotes the growth of bad bacteria, hinders the growth of beneficial bacteria, contributes to the deterioration of your digestive mucus lining, feeds the gut-attacking fungus like Candida, and promotes intestinal permeability. And according to the United States Department of Agriculture, the average American consumes over 150 pounds of refined sugar per year. Gosh, and sugar is also hidden in most of our food supplies. So look at the ingredients before buying them. Sugar sometimes gets disguised with different words. So look for words like high fructose corn syrup, corn sweetener, cane juice, fructose, glucose, maltose, lactose, sucrose, malt syrup. Anyways, just anything that ends in general, it ends with an OSE, it's probably a sweetener, and we should avoid it. So the most important here to take away from this slide is cut the sugar from your diet. It is extremely unhealthy. Now, the prevalence of gluten allergies and sensitivities have been on a steady rise the last few years. So for those who have developed a gluten intolerance or allergic to it, gluten directly affects the integrity of the intestinal lining. This will lead to leaky gut and the ability for toxins, microbes, antibodies, and undigested food particles to be released from the intestine and into the bloodstream. The antibodies released are proteins initially produced to attack one of the gluten's most prominent building blocks, which is gliadin. These antibodies contribute to the secretion of inflammatory chemicals, which lead to damage of otherwise healthy tissue. In other words, your body reacts simply to the consumption of gluten by creating a defense mechanism to fight it. Once this damage has occurred within the digestive tract, it is then distributed throughout the entire body. So if you're gluten intolerant, stay away from gluten at this moment. While gluten is found in the majority of grains, such as wheat, barley, spelt, and rye, not all grains contain gluten. Grains like rice, quinoa, amaranth, tapioca, buckwheat, and teff are gluten-free. However, brown rice and other gluten-free grains also contain phytic acid and enzyme inhibitors. Phytic acid is difficult for your body to break down and digest, which leads to inflammation within the digestive tract. Phytic acid also affects the absorption of key minerals, including magnesium, calcium, and zinc. Also, digestive enzyme makes the digestive enzymes less efficient and cause other digestive distress. However, you can actually eliminate the phytic acid and the enzyme inhibitors by soaking and sprouting your grains. About 7 hours before cooking them, it will make them more digestible. So always soak your grains and legumes before cooking them. The gut is powerful, yet delicate. There are many different factors that inhibit the gut's ability to maintain its bacterial balance, structural integrity, and absorptive qualities. A few of the most common enemies to gut health include, like we talked about, the standard American diet, excessive medications, the overprescription of antibiotics, steroids, anti-inflammatory, acid-blocking drugs. They all disturb the gut microbial balance. Also, not having inadequate digestive enzyme activity. Toxic exposures like the ones found in our air, water, foods, and personal care products can all damage the ability of the gut to work correctly. And chronic infections, like bacteria, yeast, fungi, parasites, and chronic stress. The gut is vulnerable to stress-induced changes in many, many, many ways. So it's critical to manage stress because it does interfere with the gut's ability for absorption, digestion, and bacterial balance. Your body needs a sufficient amount of digestive enzymes in order to break down food particles efficiently. Without them, the food you eat will not be broken down into a form that your body can actually absorb. Your body produces digestive enzymes from the pancreas, stomach, salivary glands, and small intestines. Decreased production of these digestive enzymes can be caused by many things, such as what we talked about before, acid block medications like zinc deficiency, pesticides, and chemicals in your food, excessive intake of unsaturated fats, heavy metal consumption, and many, many more. But above all, this lack of enzymes are usually due to a poor diet. Here we go again. We go back to the diet, how important diet is for our health. Additionally, as we age, we begin to naturally produce less and less digestive enzyme, and digestion becomes more difficult and less efficient. In fact, by the time we reach 45 to 55 years old, enzymatic production rate decreases by 50%. Long story short, it is important to be stabilize, preserve, and supplement your digestive enzymes in order to absorb the nutrients effectively and efficiently. This can be done by including more raw food in your diet, eliminating processed food, and taking a trusted digestive enzyme supplement. Probiotics are live bacteria which live mostly in our lower portion of our digestive tract. They produce substances that help us balance our gut microbe by promoting healthy bacteria and hindering harmful bacterial growth. Probiotics can be lost by a poor diet, excessive use of medicine, and exposure to oxidative stress. Luckily, there are ways to make up for the loss of probiotics. Probiotics, and that's one way, is to eat them. Probiotics are found in a wide range of foods, including yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, tempeh, miso, kimchi, and kombucha. You may also want to explore further supplementation by taking a probiotic supplement. And there's also diagnosis tests that can tell you which good bacteria you're lacking in your digestive tract, and that way you can supplement on that bacteria specifically. Exposure to toxins are unavoidable. We are exposed to them on a daily basis. Between the pesticides in our food, contamination in our water, pollutants in the air, and the chemicals in our household products, they're everywhere. To reduce and prevent this toxic overload, there are many things that you could do, which is eat organic, buy non-GMO foods. You can have an air purified system in your house. You can have water filters, and use toxic-free household items, including your shampoo and perfumes. To further detox the toxins from your body, you can obviously take some herbs that like burdock and dandelion root, but you can also do proper nutrition will help, ample hydration, drinking plenty of water, fasting, sweating, and exercise, and some other ways to remove toxins from your body. Infections are caused by foreign invaders, as we know, like bacteria, viruses, parasites, and fungi. Acute infections are usually fought off by the immune system. However, chronic infections are not. Instead, your immune system provides continued effort to fight the chronic infection without removing the pathogen. This leads to healthy problems and hindering your gut microbe. Unfortunately, many of the conventional methods of handling infections also compromise gut health. Alternatively, it is best to work to understand why is the infection in your body and treat them appropriately, and work with a professional to help you gain your health back. But you can take herbs to help with those chronic infections, to boost your immune system, and to increase your gut health, and you can fight them off that way. Now, here we go with stress. Stress seems to come up everywhere, not just in digestive health, but every aspect of our health. We always talk about stress. But stress related to our digestive tract, it also hinders your health, your gut health. And a lot of people don't know that stress can be caused by many sources, and that stress in the body can be caused by poor diet, lack of sleep, overtraining, decision fatigue, feeling unfulfilled, and major life changes. And honestly, anything that puts high demand on your body, mind, or spirit is considered a stress. With that being said, it is apparent that most of us experience stress every single day of our lives. However, when stress becomes chronic and we do not practice stress relieving techniques, our bodies pay the consequences. The gut specifically is vulnerable to stress. Stress induces changes in the gut's permeability, and again, produces leaky gut. And studies have shown that the gut's microbes respond directly to stress signals. This means that the gut is one of the first line of defenses and defense and attack. Some strategies to keep stress under control could be eating an antioxidant-rich diet, deep breathing exercises, regular exercise, participating in social activities, finding an enjoyable hobby, spending time outdoors, and you name it. There's a lot of things out there to yoga, meditation that can help you relieve stress. According to the Center of Disease Control, better known as the CDC, in the last 30 days, 48.5% of Americans have taken at least one prescription drug, and 21.7% of Americans have taken 3 or more prescription drugs. Some of the many medications that have been proven to disrupt the bacterial balance in the gut and thus affect the digestive function. And some of this include non-steroid anti-inflammatory drugs, which mean like Tylenol and Motrin, synthetic steroids such as prednisone, broad-spectrum antibiotics, birth control, and antidepressants. In most cases, lifestyle changes can replace all of these medications. However, the overuse of these inflammation-producing drugs have become the norm and cause unnecessary stress in the digestive and immune system. Luckily, it is possible to reverse intestinal damage, heal from digestive distress, rebalance your microbe, and repair your overall gut health. The following 4R protocols is an incredible tool to truly overcome your health issues, nutritional needs, digestive dysfunctions, and bacterial imbalances. The steps go as follows. The first R is remove. Eliminate problem foods, toxins, low-grade infections, and oxidative stress. Second R is repair. Begin reintroducing a clean diet with essential nutrients for your body needs. Third, restore. Repopulate your gut with healthy bacteria to restore the proper balance of your gut flora. Repair. Replace digestive enzymes, antioxidants, immune-boosting vitamins to promote and sustain healthy digestion. You can also take herbs that are known to regenerate the gut, like marshmallow, comfrey, slippery elm, licorice, meadowsweet, chamomile, and peppermint. The 4R provides an effective and complete way to address it and treat the gastrointestinal dysfunctions and achieve optimum health and digestion. Most natural medicine practitioners are trained in this protocol and work to meet your 4R healing and individual needs. So if you need help, don't hesitate to reach out to a natural health practitioner that has expertise in this area. As you can see, gut health is truly a pathway to optimize your overall health. And other ways you can improve your gut health include taking additional supplementations like vitamin D, zinc, omega-3s, mind-body practices, stay hydrated, limit caffeine and alcohol, increase fiber, and most importantly, get your microbe analyzed to see what is it that you're missing in your digestive system that you can fix. And that you just go to the doctor and request for that test. Thank you again for joining me. I am really, really passionate about this topic and helping people who are eager to transform their lives and finally achieve optimum health. If you have any further questions, please post them below in the YouTube message and I will answer them. Or feel free to contact me at Toni with an I at moongazingapothecary.com or visit my website at www.Camacho.com. I'm here to support you. So please share what you found most valuable of this information with your friends. And also, if you feel like you need support on this journey, don't hesitate to ask me. Just again, my information is on the screen. Feel free to call, email, or visit my website. And I hope this experience exceeded your expectations and that you feel well equipped with knowledge and resources and the tools to finally fix your gut health, and live a happy and healthy life.